Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, depending on whichever area you're listening to us from. Welcome to the Practical Network Fundamentals training brought to you by Network Kings IT Solution. I'm really excited to have you here because over the next few weeks, we're going to be not just going to learn networking in theory, we are going to build network, we're going to break network, and definitely we're going to fix anything concerning networks. Networking is the backbone of today's digital world, from the Wi-Fi that connects our phones, connects our Androids, our smart devices. I can tell you categorically that it would have been impossible for us to have a digitalized world or a connected global world without the internet or networking. So, like I said, from the Wi-Fi that connects your phones, my phones, to the switches and the routers that keeps businesses online, to the firewalls and cloud systems that secured global enterprise. Understanding how networks works is the first step to becoming a skilled IT professional. This training course is different. Why? Because instead of overwhelming slides and long lectures, we focus on hands-on labs, real-world scenarios, and step-by-step guidance. By the end of this training, you will be confident in setting up networks, troubleshooting problems, and understanding exactly what happens when a device gets connected to the internet. Whether your goal is to start a career in IT, prepare for certifications such as CCNA, CompTIA Network Plus, CompTIA Security Plus, or simply build a strong technical foundation, you are in the right place. At Network Kings, we believe in learning by doing. That means you will be working through hands-on labs, real-world scenarios, and guided demonstrations that brings networking concepts to life. So get ready to plug in, power up, and practice. Let's make networking simple, practical, and fun together. So, once again, welcome to the training. Get ready to learn, practice, and grow with us at Networking's IT Solutions, where we turn knowledge to skill. And what do we want to look at today? We're going to be looking at the fundamentals of networking, the networking basics. So I already have a video, special video for OSI model, the TCP IP addressing and subnetting. You can check that out on my channel. I will make those links available to us. Network devices and cabling, which we're going to be looking at switches, routers, firewalls, Ethernet, fiber, console cables, switch configuration. We're going to look at VLANs configuration. What are the kind of VLANs that we have? Access VLAN, trunk VLANs, and so on. We're going to look at trunking. We're going to look at spanning tree. You know, we're going to look at routing fundamentals, where we're going to look at static routes. OSPF, EIGRP, wireless fundamental. This is where we're going to first start up today, because I'm going to be teaching us the labs of how to set up a wireless network in our infrastructure. We've already done things on LAN connections, how to configure your PC to a switch, and so on. But today we're going to be configuring a wireless router with smartphone using the Cisco packet tracer. So network troubleshooting, we're going to understand what ping is, what is the use of ping, what is the use of a trace route, traceat, Wireshark, and then at the end of this training, we will be able to build a small network, maybe in our office, at home. Like my current setup now in my house is a mini network whereby I have an IXP installed their modem, I have devices connected, have my smart TVs, have about 3 to 4 laptops connected, and my mobile devices. So we're going to install Cisco Packet Tracer for those of us who doesn't have that. I have a video for that as well. EVNG. This is going to be one of the major tools we're going to be using for more advanced practical labs, GNS3, and so on. So week one, what are we going to be looking at? Introduction to networking, which is what we've explained, OSI model, IP addressing, get that, install this. So assign static IP, we're going to do that. So what are we looking at today? We said networking is the practice of connecting computers and other devices to share resources, exchange data, and enable communication. Networks allow devices such as computers, servers, printers, and smartphones to communicate over wired or wireless connection. Understand that it's either over wired cable or wireless, cordless connection. Networking is the backbone of modern communication and forms the basis of the internet. It enables communication between users and systems locally or across the globe. So it does not matter where you are with network or with networking, we are able to communicate. As a matter of fact, you are able to have access to this recording, have access to this training through networking. So, in simple terms, networking is how devices talk to each other, whether that's 2 laptops in the same office or millions of servers powering the internet. So we have a topology here of what a networks look like. So we have the internet, connecting to a router, from the router to the firewall, from the firewall to the switch. So we have 2 different switches here. So we have a switch at the DMZ segment, demilitarized zone, and we have another switch at the LAN segment. On the demilitarized zone, we have a connection to the server, and we have all our laptops or PCs connected to the switch on the LAN subnet. This is another design or another topology. We could call it a topology, we could call it a network design, we could call it an architecture, whatever it is, but the diagrammatical representation of our LAN, local area network. So what are the key purpose of networking? We said for communication, sends and receive messages, emails and files, resource sharing, sharing of printer. If you look at the previous slide, we could see that this printer is available here and everybody on the network are able to access this printer. This server is providing services to all the end users, all the workstations, all the desktops. They are able to access service here. So networking is what provides the ability to share resources, data access, connects to database and cloud services. Collaboration works together in real time regardless of location. So that's why we could have people who works as a DevOps engineer, works as a cloud infrastructure engineer, AWS engineer, irrespective of their location, they are still able to provide service and support end users without any stress at all. So this is another design or diagram of a network. So we have the internet coming into the router, from the router goes to the server, from the server to the switch and to the end devices. So we'll look at types of networks. We're just going to go through this in a jiffy because I want to do the practical aspect as we design or our training to be that it's going to be more of practical. So we said number one types of network is the PAN, personal area network. A PAN is the smallest type of network. It could be within your house, within the office, but covering a range of few meters. It is typically used for connecting devices like tablets, smartphones, and laptops. That is PAN, personal area network. The smallest type of network we can talk about in today's networks. Local area network, number two, LAN. You will hear this over and over again because as a network engineer, as an IT professional, you see people say your LAN. Oh, troubleshoot your LAN. Have you checked your LAN network? So the LAN covers a small geographic area, such as an office, school, or home. Now, it allows connected devices to share files, printers, and internet access. LANs are typically managed by a single organization because it's small. But then it's small, not as small as PAN. So in a LAN environment, you are beginning to talk about printers, you begin to talk about maybe some little servers that provide these services. Maybe you have your Active Directory or any other servers, on that infrastructure that provide services to the end user. LANs are typically managed by a single organization. So metropolitan area network, MAN. A MAN spans a larger area than a LAN, but smaller than a WAN. You need to pay attention to this for some of us that are writing some certifications exams. So MAN is in between the wide area network and the local area network. So we said it spans across a city, such as within a city or a large campus. It connects multiple LANs together for communication within the area. So you are connecting two, three offices together. Maybe there is an HQ. That's example of a MAN, an HQ office in maybe the capital city, and we have different offices in different states of the country. You can use microwave radio, you can use a fiber connection to connect the two, three, four, five offices to the HQ, and this is still a metropolitan area network. Wide area network. One, a WAN covers a very large area, often spanning countries. You can see that now, countries or continents. So this is not within a country now, not within a state. Spans across countries or continents. The internet is the largest example of a WAN. One connects multiple LANs using public or private transport method. So when you're talking about public or private, you're talking about public IP addresses assigned to your devices, to your router. You can now, do a static route to the internet and be able to reach the global world. What we want to really do today, or the practical we're going to be looking at, is the wireless local area network, like a LAN, but wireless within a house, office, or coffee shop. Wi-Fi at home or a coffee shop is an example of WLAN. So you'll be hearing W1, WLAN, Wi-Fi, wireless local area network. Then lastly is the VPN, virtual private network. We're going to be having a practical on this using Macrotic device, not a physical network, but a secured encrypted tunnel over the internet allows remote access to company resources securely. So people who are doing remote jobs, we have VPN setups at the HQ. Then there is a client end of the VPN. The server is at the HQ. You log in with your credential. Your credential is already created on the server. You are able to authenticate into the HQ and then have access to the infrastructure. So it seems it's as if you are seated in the office while you are at home. So that is what the VPN does. So let's quickly go to our practical class now. So we're going to be setting up a wireless network where we will have a laptop. If you can see from our diagram here, we have one laptop, we have a PC, and we have a smartphone connected to a wireless router. So thank you. Let's just get to that now. So we get our wireless router. So it's a wireless router. We call it wireless router. I can give it a name. We just call it an AP. AP is access point. So most time that is what you're going to hear in an infrastructure, an access point. Then our edge devices, which is going to be a PC, a laptop, and we also need a smartphone. So we see that the smartphone is going to connect automatically because at this point, it still has the default SSID, no password, no encryption. But once we configure an SSID and a password on our wireless router or on the AP, definitely it's going to disconnect because it's going to require that we authenticate. So we could see the interface here. The IP allocated is 192.168.0.1. That's the IP range. We could see the DHCP is enabled. DHCP server is enabled here, and it's starting from 192.168.0.100. So whichever device that is picking IP is going to pick IP in this range. So it gives us a DNS, but that is not where we could look at this here. So we can see that the SSID, it says default here. I could change it here and it's already enabled. And we look at security here. But we could actually do this from the configure here. So we come to wireless, and instead of default on this SSID, I'll say NetKing, for instance. Let's say NetKings. And our password, we can use WPA2 for better security. So let's say 123456789 0. So this is our password, and I can close this. Automatically the phone will get disconnected. So I need to reconnect the phone with the SSID and the password. So for us to be able to connect our PC, by default, our PC comes with a LAN port, not a Wi-Fi port. So I need to power down this PC, remove the LAN port, and put in the Wi-Fi module. Then I can power it on back. And once that is done, I can configure it. We see the PC Wi-Fi. Let's try to connect. We should refresh. We should be able to see our NetKing SSID now. And we can see the signal. We click connect. And the password 123456789 0, and we say connect. So it's connected now, and we could see that there. We could decide to see what is the IP by saying ipconfig. We can see that it's assigned an IP of 192.168.0.101. So if I ping the 192.168.0.1, which is the IP of my wireless router or the AP, so it's reachable. So most likely 102 will be for the second device, the second laptop. But before we configure that, let's put it on a continuous ping and see. So at the moment, it's not reachable because it's yet to be configured. However, let's move to the next. Let's go and configure the laptop. So the same thing we did for the PC, we need to do for the laptop. So we remove the power, the Ethernet port, and connect the Wi-Fi to it. So at that point, we can come to the configure. So we need to power it on. Apologies. So this, come to configure. Then we check the Wi-Fi. Let's see how to connect. We can refresh here. So when we refresh, you should be able to see the NetKing again, 100% signal. We can click connect. Then the password is 123456789 0, and we can connect as well. So now it's connected. Let's check if the PC is able to reach. So now it's not reachable at the moment. Let's confirm what password, what IP is assigned to this PC or the laptop. So we say ipconfig. So it's giving 104, not 102. So if I try 104 now, we see it's reachable. So I'm able to reach the laptop now and the PC. So let the laptop try to ping the PC. The PC is 101. So ping 192.168.0.101. So reachable. Good. Now let's configure the smartphone, which is what we would mostly do in our offices. So now the smartphone already comes with the Wi-Fi interface. So we look at the wireless. So it said default, but what we have is Net King. So this is just like you searching for the SSID on your phone. And then the password, same password we give, 123456789 and if we close it immediately, it should be able to connect now because it has the correct SSID and the correct password. Let's see if we can, confirm what IP is assigned to this smartphone. So 100 is what is assigned to the smartphone. So if I try to ping 192.168.0.101. So I'm able to reach the PC0, and I'm also should be able to reach the laptop. So we good to go. This is a simple network setup of a wireless LAN or WLAN. So we could check to see in simulation mode. Let's just see and just pick a packet from the PC to the smartphone and let's see what happens. So we can look at the progress here. If it's successful, we'll get to know. So let's start it. So you can see the packet gets to the wireless router. It's not destined for the wireless router. So it should be flooded out to all the devices because that is what happens first in order to learn the MAC address of all the connected. So we could see now back to the PC, dropped to the laptop, is dropped. So now still in progress. So the smartphone is responding to the request from the PC. So we could see successful. If we could see down here, successful. So the message has been delivered. So we set up a Wi-Fi lab in Cisco Packet Tracer, connecting endpoints to Wi-Fi in Cisco Packet Tracer. So what is the objective? Students, we configure a wireless network in Packet Tracer so a laptop, PC, and smartphone can connect to a wireless router and access themselves or the internet. We just simulated this. So if you have any questions, you can drop it. I'm very well available to respond to you. Thank you for your attention. Do you have any questions? Thank you, Networking's IT Solution. You can always join us for the next. Thank you, and do have a wonderful day.